Picture a Friday night in the 1990s. Families pile into a bright, buzzing Blockbuster store searching for the perfect movie. The shelves are packed, the late fees are brutal, and the yellow and blue logo is everywhere. Blockbuster isn't just a business, it's a cultural institution. The company started small in 1985 when Wayne Huizenga spotted a video rental opportunity. He bought a single store in Dallas and saw massive potential. Within just a few years, Blockbuster's aggressive expansion strategy turned it into a household name. By the mid-1990s, Blockbuster was unstoppable. They had thousands of stores across North America and were expanding globally. Revenue climbed higher and higher. The stock price soared. Wall Street loved them. Their business model was simple but brilliant. Customers rented movies for a few dollars. But the real money came from late fees. Some customers paid more in penalties than the actual rental cost. At its peak, Blockbuster had over 9,000 stores worldwide and employed 60,000 people. The company was valued at nearly $6 billion. They seemed invincible. Nothing could touch them, or so everyone thought. Then, in 1997, a startup called Netflix emerged from nowhere. Their idea seemed crazy at first: rent movies online and have them delivered by mail. No late fees, no hassle, just unlimited entertainment. Blockbuster executives looked at Netflix and dismissed it. How could a mail service compete with physical stores? They had real estate, brand recognition, and millions of loyal customers. Netflix didn't stand a chance. But Blockbuster made a critical mistake. In 2000, Netflix approached them with a partnership offer. Blockbuster could have bought Netflix, partnered with them, or adapted their model. Instead, they turned them down. Netflix didn't give up. They kept refining their service, expanding their catalog, and improving their technology. Meanwhile, Blockbuster remained stuck in the old model: physical stores, limited selection, and those dreaded late fees. The internet was changing everything. Broadband speeds increased, technology improved, and then Netflix had a brilliant idea: streaming. Instead of waiting for movies by mail, why not watch them instantly online? In 2007, Netflix launched their streaming service. Customers could now watch movies on demand, anytime, anywhere. No late fees, no waiting, no trips to the store. It was revolutionary. Blockbuster finally woke up to the threat, but they were already behind. They launched their own streaming service called Blockbuster Online, but it was clunky and came too late. Netflix had already built momentum and brand loyalty. Blockbuster had another massive problem: their late fees. For years, they made billions from customers who returned movies late. But now customers hated those fees, and Netflix offered a simple alternative: no penalties at all. Blockbuster also faced a real estate nightmare. They'd leased thousands of prime retail locations at high costs. These stores were perfect for the 1990s, but now they were becoming liabilities. They couldn't close them fast enough. Meanwhile, technology companies like Apple and Google were also entering the streaming space. Roku, Amazon, and Hulu all launched services too. Blockbuster was now competing against tech giants with far more resources and innovation capabilities. The numbers tell a devastating story. By 2008, Blockbuster's stock price had collapsed, store traffic plummeted, revenue disappeared. The company that once seemed invincible was bleeding cash every single day. In 2010, Blockbuster tried to go public again to raise cash, but investors weren't interested. That same year, the company filed for bankruptcy. The mighty empire that once dominated entertainment retail was dying. Blockbuster sold off its stores and assets for pennies on the dollar. Thousands of stores closed. Tens of thousands of employees lost their jobs. The company that had employed more people than McDonald's was gone in just a few years. By 2013, only a handful of Blockbuster locations remained. These last few stores became symbols of a bygone era. Nostalgic visitors and media crews would visit to photograph what was left of the fallen giant. The final Blockbuster store was in Bend, Oregon. It stubbornly stayed open until November 2023, decades after the company officially died. It became a living museum and a reminder of how quickly the world can change. So, what went wrong? Blockbuster had every advantage. They had money, brand recognition, customer loyalty, and physical locations everywhere. Yet they lost to a startup that began with a crazy idea. The core problem was arrogance and complacency. Blockbuster thought their model was untouchable. They underestimated their competition. They resisted change instead of embracing it. They prioritized short-term profits from late fees over customer happiness. They also suffered from innovation paralysis. When Netflix offered a partnership, Blockbuster could have pivoted. Instead, they defended their existing model because it was profitable right now. They chose the present over the future. Finally, Blockbuster misunderstood customer desires. Yes, they had stores everywhere, but customers didn't want to rent movies at physical locations anymore. They wanted convenience, selection, and fair pricing. Netflix understood this first. The Blockbuster collapse teaches us powerful lessons about business. Disruption is real. No company is too big to fail. Innovation matters more than size, and listening to customers matters more than defending the status quo. Today, Netflix dominates streaming with hundreds of millions of subscribers. They're worth over $200 billion. The company that Blockbuster rejected is now one of the world's most valuable media companies. History completely reversed. Blockbuster's fall wasn't inevitable. They had every chance to adapt. They had the resources, the audience, and the opportunity, but they chose safety over risk, profit over progress, and the past over the future. That's the real tragedy. The Blockbuster story remains one of business history's most important case studies. It shows us that markets shift, technology changes, consumer preferences evolve, and companies that fail to adapt, no matter how dominant they seem, will eventually disappear. Today's business leaders study Blockbuster to understand what not to do. Every startup fears becoming the next Blockbuster. Every established company worries Netflix will disrupt them next. The fear is real because the example is recent and devastating. As we look at today's tech giants, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Google, we have to ask, could they also fall? The answer is yes. No company is too big. No position is permanent. Disruption is always coming for those who aren't prepared.